issue 9 of Spidergirl, daughter of the true Spider-Man, Spidergirl. And it looks like Electro's second cousin or something is the villain. Looking at the cover. And now, by popular demand, we are pleased to present the long-awaited defeat of Spider-Girl. Alright, we open with Peter looking very angry, which seems to be his default expression in this timeline. So, probably a good thing he's not the Hawk. Your name is Mayday Parker, and you should be much more careful about what you wish for. Ever since you learned that your father used to be the costumed adventurer known as Spider-Man, and that you had somehow inherited his amazing powers, you dreamed of the day when he'd finally accept the fact that you intended to follow in his web steps, when he'd take you under his wing and teach you everything you needed to know about the hero biz. That day has arrived at last. Happy now? No! You must be able to dodge an opponent's attack while simultaneously launching one of your own. You're much too hesitant with your web shooters. There's no time to plan every shot. You need to aim quickly and decisively, or pay the price. That's enough for this morning. It's almost 5:30. Time to clean up, head home, and get ready for work. Sure. 5:30? 5:30? For the past week, he's been dragging you out of bed at 4 a.m. for each little of these little practice sessions. Come on, you need to shower before going to school. You stink. I can smell you from here. Nobody ever said being a superhero was easy, but everyone should be entitled to a decent night's sleep. May, what is it? Rise and shine, hotshot. You need to hustle for your morning classes. Where is Dad? He left an hour ago. I know this Spider-Girl thing is real important to you, honey, but are you ready for such commitment? I know I can handle it, Mom. That's not a question. Do you really want to be a superhero? It's a pretty awesome responsibility, and you already have plenty on your plate. But I have this great power and... Save it. I've heard that line before. You just watch your grades, young lady. I don't want them to suffer because you're too busy saving the world. Don't worry, Mom. I've got things under control. Do you? You dozed off during yesterday's English class, and our free lab reports behind in biology. Things were way better before your parents became so accepting. Yeah, May seems to have the same problem I had when Walmart would schedule me for a 2 to 11 shift followed by a 7 to 4 shift. There was just no way to survive that. Okay, so at school, Jimmy is being a complete jerk. Yeah, he lands one lucky shot and suddenly he thinks he can tell everyone in the school what to do. Kind of wish Moose was out of that neck brace so he could, teach him a lesson. Show that it was just one lucky shot. Then she's training with Phil Urich, and he wonders why she's so tired. She hasn't told him that Peter's also training her. And May is thinking about dropping him, but then she doesn't want to give up on the guy who first believed in her as Spider-Girl. That's when this guy shows up. What's with What is with you people? Out of my way, too. Like, warn you not to set off that stupid alarm. Wait, I go out of my way to, warn you not to set off that stupid alarm. You only have yourselves to blame for the major zapping that's headed your way. What a rush. Those stupid badges never knew what hit them. I am so into this power thing. Anything I want is like mine for the taking. I pity poor fool who tries to give me any toad. Someday I'm gonna line up every dude who ever dissed me and kick major booty. Every man needs a dream. Who are you? Oh, not quite the reaction. Not quite the reaction I was looking for. If a web's on my face and spider on my chest don't clue you, I really need to hire a press agent. Take a hike, lady. I got no interest in fighting you. Leave me alone or I'll roast your pretty little rump as easily as I flash these these useless webs. Hey, you keep your zapbolts to yourself, mister, and I don't allow anyone to mess with your web. So you should be ashamed of yourself for mentioning my rump. Oh, sure, you say that now, but if you don't mention it, then teenage girls also get mad at you because, what, don't you think I'm pretty? Women, am I right, guys? So, yow! You should have stayed out of my face, lady. I'll teach you to keep your distance. Don't bet on it, Sparky. You barely managed to singe me thanks to clean living and faster than average reflexes. I understand you're into this whole hero-villain dynamic, but there's no need to be patronizing. My name's not Sparky, it's Killerwatt. You think that up by yourself? Yeah. It came to me about the same time I learned that I can electrify my fists and deliver this powerful punch. Very impressive, but it would have worked better if you had actually managed to tag me. Maybe, but I kind of figured you'd leap out of the way. And as cool as you are, you eventually have to land. So, yeah, he electrifies the ground. Ouch! That really must have hurt. Since this is my first super battle, I'm a little vague on the accepted etiquette. Am I specifically required to devise an ornate death trap? Yeah, there really needs to be a rule book here. Darn it. I should have looked it up on WikiHow. They tell you how to do everything. Or can I simply remove your mask before pitching you over the side of this building? Keep your hands to yourself, buddy boy. In this age of sight insensitivity, even a dim bulb like yourself realizes that's a big no-no. Yeah, this dialogue is kind of cringe. Like, really cringe. Whoa, where'd you suddenly come from, dude? Just wandering by, or you have a special interest in this babe? I really hope you're not like her father or something. You don't want to know what I am, mister. And believe me, this book will not make it any clearer. Although it's complicated. I could either be considered her half-brother or her uncle, depending on your views of genetics and cloning. Yeah. Don't make me get into the clone saga again. You really don't want that. It's a fate worse than death. Just count yourself blessed that I'm more concerned with her welfare than your capture. Dark Devil? Hi, what happened to Killerwatt? Gone. I really blew it against him, didn't I? An understatement. You were careless, clumsy, and incompetent, and are so lucky to be alive right now. You should really hang it up while you still can, little girl. Not everyone is cut out for the hero biz. Back at school, all the girls are bragging about how he took out Moose when Moose comes up to him and tries to point out that he'll be out of the neck brace at some point. But then he gets scolded for bullying Jimmy, even though the only one doing any bullying is me. May practices football. She's about to get asked out by the new guy when Jimmy barges in, and yeah, he's lucky he didn't get punched for that. But yeah. So anyway, Peter is at the police lab, and they're watching TV when this happens. I don't know if you can hear it, but over my microphone, but the sound of rapid gunfire is coming from inside. We've been informed that the police are preparing to launch an all-out assault, which we'll broadcast live as it... Wait, something's happening! An eerie silence has settled over me. Oh my gosh! All of the purported perpetrators appear to have been subdued, and I am engaging in alliteration for some point. And here comes Stinger of the New Avengers. Yeah, that little girl... Yeah, this is what happens when that little girl from the Ant-Man movies grows up. She becomes Stinger of the New Avengers. Stinger? Yeah, Stinger. Ah, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I wouldn't know. You need to relax more, my dear. Unwind and enjoy yourself. I hear music can be quite soothing. Perhaps you should take in a concert. And I thought you were finally gonna make a move on Parker. Yeah, well, things didn't go as planned. How come you're a stag? I don't know. I think I'm kind of stuck on Courtney. Courtney, as in Courtney Darren? I thought you hated her. Keep it down, man. I got my reasons for being interested. The reasons being that he thinks she's Spidergirl. Creep, fakes, and morons. Sounds like your kind of people, but I take it you're not a fan? No way! Used to crew for this band. They're number one roadie, but they just treated me like garbage. They used to dog me. Me, every time their cheap butted equipment would, go freaky. In fact, that's kind of how I got zapped. I could have been fried to a crisp. But I ain't complaining. The accident made a new man out of me. Now I'm gonna show these wastes how grateful I am. Excuse me, in case you hadn't noticed, I'm the hero of this piece. It's my job to stop you. You're like, welcome to try. Hi, guys. Remember me? You should never run out on a lady in the middle of a conversation. It's just plain rude. You're really starting to bug me, babe. Babe? You ever think about catching some sensitive... Ah! That has got to be one of the most cringe lines I have ever read in a comic. He's a villain intent on murder. You expect him to speak correctly, politically correct? That is just beyond stupid. Yeah, there was this turn of the century feminist thing that lasted for a couple of years, and Spider-Girl's early dialogue sort of got caught up with it. It gets better in later issues, but there are these cringe moments in the middle issue. Right, like I'd really waste my time with that noise. I recognize you. You're the deadhead who blew all our amps. and I'll do the same to your mind. Doubt it. We hero types have a low threshold when it comes to civilian casualties. A piece of free advice. Get someone to mentor you with this villain thing, so that you don't make such obvious mistakes. You're weird, lady. Really weird. You know, I don't think that special effects guy is part of the show. Isn't Spidergirl great? Yeah, and I think I know her true identity. Cut it out, lady. Stop jackrabbiting around me. You're making me look like a fool. That's 'cause you provide such wonderful raw material. I'll zap you into the middle of next week. Aim for Thursday night. There's a television show I'm anxious to see. Even as you leap blindly trusting your reflexes to carry you above his blast, you have to smile. If only your Uncle Phil could see you now. Your dad immediately comes to mind as your webbing smacks home, decisively threading the needle between Killer Watt's two hands. As tenacious as they can be, these early morning sessions seem to be paying off. Yes! Arr! Hi, I was hoping to run into you. You seem to be in better spirits. Your tip paid off, thanks. I hope you won't be shallow enough to revel in such an insignificant win. You still have a lot to learn, little girl. I know. Now, if you'll excuse me, I plan to turn in early tonight. I want to be fresh for school tomorrow. The end, for now. This is and here, I just wanted to show you something. This is interesting, and this really places it in the year 2000, because this is Marvel announcing that there was a Spider-Man movie being made. And it's funny that it shows him fighting Doc Ock, who would have been the villain if the movie had been made in '94 by James Cameron, but wasn't even on the table for being the villain by the point they announced this. But still, it's a cute little ad they have here about Sony announcing that they are making a Spider-Man movie. It's a fact, true believers. The Spider-Man movie is in full swing, and Marvel is back in a vengeance in time for the new millennium. I wonder who's going to play me in the movie. So that's a cute little thing that happens. This issue is a decent enough issue. It has May adjusting to her new role with Peter training her, and it's nice to see Peter moving on from just being angry and disapproving. And the Jimmy thing is going to come to a head soon, but yeah, it just has some. But it is just a basic issue, and there is some cringe dialogue that holds it back from true greatness. So I give it a 6 out of 10. It's not the worst thing, and it's definitely above average if you ask me, but it's not great either. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this. Goodbye.